Well, welcome to the show, everybody. That's Seth Kamens over there. I got it right this time on Sean Palmer over here. Seth is look at him. He's like wide awake. You're visibly here today. This is awesome.
I have had no wife and kids for 5 days. Other than the call about my son getting hit by a golf club, everything's
copacetic, but that ends tonight.
It does. I've already had 3 emails about when you're picking me up.
Wait, so I have car clean? Is the car clean?
It is. They did not find the ring. No blame.
But you have done all you could.
I didn't lose it.
Please tell me you didn't tell her it was detailed, so she gets surprised when she's there.
I did not tell her a thing.
Excellent. I think, and you're picking her up in her car.
Yes.
Excellent. See, I think this will all work out. I think.
She's going to be. She's going to want 2 rings now. I can't wait.
To the tune of $6,000 from her account, right?
I ain't paying for both of these fucking things.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those that are coming in late on the joke, Carly lost.
Well, the joke wasn't there last week, so
and it really wasn't a joke. So Carly lost her wedding ring supposedly in the car, which we're not really sure how that happened. I still believe, and the detailing proved me correct in some way, is that she noticed it in the car. I don't think she actually lost it in the car. I think she probably put her hands on the wheel and noticed that, shit, where's my ring, right?
Or she left it at some dude's house.
Ooh.
Wow.
You went there. Well, she's not watching the show, so I mean,
I was gonna say she's watched the show twice in we've been together February of 12, so we've been together 12 and a half years. The show's been going on for 14. How many times, unless she's been on it, how many times do you think she's listened or watched?
Or bothering us during it?
Well, that's different. She's done that a bunch of times.
Because that means she's not really watching it. She's just watching you. You know, I mean, if there's a person to watch, it's Seth Kamens. I mean, of all things.
Look at me.
Okay, so we'll get into the. By the way, it's baseball season. Yes.
Is it
spring training? Look, that means spring's right around the corner for you people in the Northeast. I mean, granted,
I'm wearing a t-shirt. You're the one wearing a hoodie.
Because it's baseball season. I mean, it is 44 degrees. It was 24 this morning when we woke up. It was a cold day. But the fact is, baseball season is upon us. Vlad Guerrero reports to spring training without a contract. No surprise here. No surprise, I think, anywhere except in Toronto. And look, he's ready for next Hot Stove League, right? It's him and the Yankees and the Mets.
Feel like I've heard this movie before. I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit different because anybody can play outfield. And the Mets may have a gaping hole in first base because Pete Alonso may not be there. And
he just signed what, a 2-year deal or 3-year deal?
One and an option. So his option.
Team or personal? Okay.
His option. So I don't think he's going to be there no matter what. I think he opts out. And then the Yankees have a huge hole at first base and have had it for a couple of years.
Contingent on what Goldschmidt has left.
Oh, my Lord. Have you looked at what Goldschmidt did last year?
Yeah, he said the first 5 months. The last 2 months were fine. The first 5 months were a shit show.
Yeah. He's also 38. He's also 38 years old.
Look, I get it. But yeah, am I really counting on it? But at 3 years ago, he was the MVP of the league, or 4 years.
Well, let's put it this way. Either way, it's a 1-year deal. So you're looking for a first baseman, whether it be Goldschmidt or somebody else. You're still looking for a first baseman, right?
Agreed.
So Vladdy will be on the radar, if nothing else, right? So you have the Mets looking for a first baseman, the Yankees looking for a first baseman. Chances are the Red Sox will not. The Dodgers will not. Houston will be looking for a first baseman. St. Louis will be looking for a first baseman. There's lots of first basemen out there.
Houston doesn't have a first baseman? Alvarez isn't a first baseman?
Alvarez is Alvarez reminds Alvarez is an outfielder on a good day, and on a bad day,
DH.
he's a DH. Yeah, he's a hitter as a first baseman. I mean, he's a great hitter, but he's not their first baseman. Actually, they signed Christian Walker to be their first baseman. So you're right.
On a 3-year deal.
Yeah, but 3 years at 30. I mean, okay, Vladio played DH for that team. I mean,
I thought it was a lot more than that, actually.
It was
Did
3
he
at
only
30.
sign for 30?
Was it 3 at 60? Maybe
I think it was 3 and 63. Hold on.
3 and 60. You were correct. 3
Okay.
and 60. Good for you. Look at that. Okay.
Yep.
So Vladi comes. All right. Did you watch any of the NBA? Any?
Of the All-Star game?
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that's been on in the last week since we
No,
talked.
I did watch the Slam Dunk.
All hail King Mac.
All hail King Mac, who's apparently, because of how good he is, there seems to be some interest from actual players to do this next year.
Oh,
Novel concept.
Is it because he's so good, or it's embarrassing that nobody in the NBA takes part?
Well, I don't think the players care. So I think John Morant is the one who started this.
Right.
Saying that he's now interested in doing it. And then Giannis said if Morant does it, then he'll do it.
They all say they're interested in doing it.
I understand.
And then just like LeBron, 24 hours beforehand, they bail out.
No, I did not watch what. If you gave me the choice of watching the NBA All-Star Game or the Saturday Night Live 50-year tribute, I watched the tribute.
And both of them were not great.
Yeah, tribute was
who won the 3-point contest? I don't even know. Any idea?
Tyler Hero.
Okay.
Remember, I had both. I was downstairs. I had both TVs on. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was watching the hockey. I mean, but we'll get to that in a second. So, all right. So Tyler Hero wins the NBA 3-point contest. Max McClung again wins the Slam Dunk Championship. I have no idea who won the skills competition, nor do I really care, but no idea.
I forget. I know the Spurs got disqualified. That's what I remember.
Yeah, that was like the first team, right? Castle got disqualified.
So in the first 5 minutes, you have 3 hockey fights on one channel and a basket and a skills challenge per team getting disqualified in the other.
Yeah. So you got that. And then, so did you watch any of the All-Star game?
No.
All right. So let's play this out. What do you make of Kevin Durant's statement?
Which one? That
the one he says, this is all a damn freaking waste of time. Let's all just take a break.
He's probably not wrong. Nobody cares about it. And it's similar to football, where nobody cares.
Except they're played at different times, right?
Yeah, football's played after the season. The basketball's played not even in the middle of the season. It's like with 2/3 of the season through. So a lot of these guys kind of would rather rest up for the playoffs.
Sure. The Cavs have played 54 out of 82 games. Just throwing that out there, right?
And the practicality is that the people who are super competitive, the Kobe's of the world, the Durants of the world, we don't really quite see that in the next generation, where under any circumstances, I mean, feelings on Kobe aside, or Jordan, there's never been these guys were cutthroat in anything. You just don't see that degree at this point with the incoming All-Stars.
Well, I think it's very, it's funny. It's very similar to baseball in the 2000s, right? So when you had baseball in the 1980s and 1990s, remember there was the concept that Pedro would never say hello to the other team, right? And he would never go near the other team. And then all of a sudden in like the in the 2000s or 2010s, you had the big thing that A-Rod went up to Jeter, right? And they were talking during batting practice, and you're kind of like, you can't talk to players you can't talk to the opposing team during batting practice. Like that's the enemy. And you got that feeling with Jordan and Kobe, right? You're not a friend before the game. You're a friend after the game, but you're not a friend before the game. And
if you lose, you're not always a friend after the game.
Right. And you're sure as hell not a friend during the game. Like that doesn't happen, right? I mean, I remember I I don't remember who was quoted, but there was something a TikTok on let Kobe score so he can, or let Kobe against Jordan, right? Jordan in his last All-Star game, where
Yep.
Kobe was told, let Jordan score so he can win. And Kobe's like, yeah,
F
no.
that.
Yeah, that's not happening. And he took him right to the basket, right? And he actually,
Yep.
I believe he scored a 3-point play to win the game. And that wasn't Kobe's way. And that wasn't, it sure as hell wasn't Jordan's way. And it sure as hell wasn't Tim Hardaway's way or Alonzo Mourning's way or Stan Van Gundy's way. Jeff Van Gundy's way.
Jeff Van Gundy's way.
But I think in the age of social media and TikTok, it is everybody's way now. I mean, the whole hugging at the end of a ball game in basketball never happened in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Never.
No.
You barely had the handshake, right? And
the handshake at the end of the series.
Oh, right. It wasn't at the end of every game. You're right. And in some cases, when you're the Detroit
Pistons, you didn't even do that.
You basically just went like this and said, thank you so much and have a nice day and walk off. Shout out to Isaiah for not making the Olympic team. Well, at the end of the day, that's what caused him not to make the Olympic team in many circles. So I think there is something to be said when you have Kevin Durant saying, I want to take a break. Now, what did you think of LeBron saying peace out literally 2 hours before the game?
I didn't particularly like it. I would have rather him have done it a couple days before. So to give someone who may have been more incentivized to be there the opportunity to play. Mm-hmm. But as I said, if nobody's taking it seriously, why should he?
Yeah, but I'm going to take a different route. I think it was garbage. I think it was garbage that he did. I think he did it for a couple of reasons. First of all, it continues his All-Star game appearances, where if he bows out, he's not in it. So that's personal glory. Which I guess if you made it 20 straight times, you're entitled to a little personal glory. But I still think it's garbage. I think it's garbage that he didn't allow somebody else to partake. Because
that's why I said it should have been done 2 or 3 days earlier.
You remind me. Doing that reminded me of somebody saying, get off my lawn. Like, this is my game. I'm the old man. I can do what I want, and I don't care about anybody else. And truth be told, given the situation that's happened in the Lakers land this year, I'm not sure he's basically being shown the door anyway, aside from Bronny. This team is not built for today. This team is built for tomorrow. And
this team isn't built for anything.
Well, that's
you have your star player for going forward.
You know what this team is built for? 2026. We've been through this. How much cap room is on that team?
They'll have cap room. Yeah.
How much
but
cap
they also
room?
are not going to have a single player. So it's
and you know what? You don't need one. I mean, I'm going to bring this up because I think it's a valid point. And granted, it's 20 years later. But did the Miami Heat – Dwayne Wade was a free agent that year when they all signed. Mm-hmm. So did they have a player on that team when those three guys came?
Yes, but did anyone really think that he wasn't going to resign?
No, but that's my point. So – is there anybody that doesn't think Luka's not going to resign? Of course Luka's going to resign. So if you have a blank slate and you can get 2 max players in 2026.
Right. Yes, I just don't know what's out there. But yes, I understand your point.
Sorry, guys. That's
starting over. Do we have another hour to go?
No, I'm actually looking up 2026 NBA free agents. And obviously, you can re-sign at probably a better rate than anything else.
I think Giannis may be one.
So 2026 free agents: Kevin Durant, Zach LaVine, Trae Young, Luka Doncic. So remember, Luka could opt. He's got a player option, so he opts out.
Wow, this is
Lets
a
the team.
monster group.
Oh, it's huge.
You looking
De'Aaron
at
Fox, who just
you looking at Spot Track right now?
what's that?
You looking at Spot Track right now?
Yeah. I mean, it's an older group, right? You have Lillard, James, Beal. I mean, let's just sort. Well, you can sort by age, actually. So you got LeBron, Conley, Love, Durant, Westbrook, Harden, Draymond Green. I mean, Draymond will be 36 by that point. Lillard. Let's look at the guys in their prime, right? Because that's I wouldn't be surprised, quite frankly, if Kevin Durant wound up there on a $10 million deal. Because why not, right? So you sign. I'm taking Kyrie out because I think Kyrie resigns this summer.
Agreed.
So let's go down this road where I was going by age, but I think we need to go by salary to see who we got. But all right, Trae Young. Well, Trae Young doesn't fit with Luka very well.
Not at all. You can't have a ball. You
can't have a ball hog and a ball hog.
Right. Mike Conley, if he was 15 years younger, would be a better fit.
Or Mikal Bridges would be a tremendous fit. Or Aaron Gordon.
He just signed a 4-year, $200 million deal.
No, he didn't. Brunson did.
No, Brunson
Bridges
signed like
didn't
4
sign
for 120.
Bridges didn't sign anything new.
I thought he did.
Nope. Bridges has not signed anything new. Nope.
Wow. Okay.
No, Bridges has one more year. But Aaron Gordon will be 30 years old. Norman Powell will be 33. That's probably a little bit high for that.
Yes.
Lou Dort will be 27. I mean, as you said, Victor Wembanyama will be 22. I don't think he'll be signing with the Lakers, but hey, we didn't think Shaq would be signing with the Lakers either. Chet Holmgren will be 24. He'll be on a supermax. I mean, and the rookie Keegan Murray will be 26 and on his second contract. I mean,
but these are nice supplemental players. These aren't max contract guys.
Well, you never know in 2 years what they will be, right?
As of now. Yeah,
all right.
As
of now, you want max players. Chet is a max player. Yes?
Do you think Chet's leaving?
No, but I'm just saying, you look at max players. Victor is a max player. We know that. Okay? Going through this, no. Aaron Gordon, not a max player. Pope, not a max player. Mikal Bridges, not a max player. If you're looking at max players, Jaren Jackson's a max player, and he will be. If he makes
he'll be re-signed because they can sign. He's going to be all NBA.
Yep. Porzingis will only be 31 years old, by the way.
God, he feels like he's been around forever.
Yep. He'll be 30.5, 30 and a half.
He's not a max player.
No, I agree. There are probably 3 max players in this draft, in this free agent class. LeBron, that are not being re-signed, right?
Okay.
And maybe not being re-signed from their rookie contracts. Let's play it that way, right? So LeBron, Durant, and Trae Young. Those are your max players. And maybe De'Aaron Fox. And I wouldn't give De'Aaron Fox or Trae Young a max contract.
Oh, I think San Antonio is giving De'Aaron Fox $200 million. They didn't make this.
No. I'm saying I wouldn't give it to them. I'm not saying neither one of them.
I wouldn't give it to any of those guys at this point.
Well, you give LeBron and Durant a 1-year max or a 2-year max. We can give them a 7-year max, right?
A 1 year, sure. Because for 1 year, it doesn't matter. But I mean, he's not getting a 4-year, $240 million deal at this point.
Nope. I mean, by the way, the opt-out money on some of these guys, when in 2 years, they're going to be making $75 million a year. 4 years and $300 million.
When you wonder why it's hard to take some of this stuff seriously.
Well, because the cap is like $350 million. Oh, it was Shea. Shea's new contract. Shea's
5 years, 345, I think, something like that.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? So he's going to start at $68 million.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, in some ways, it's like Monopoly money. It's like, what? Like, what do I do with that? It reminds me of watching the movies with like Pablo Escobar, where he's burying his money because it's too much that he can't launder it. There's just not enough. There's not enough places to launder the money, so he buried it all. But yeah, that's the draft class. That's the free agent class, and if you look at 2026 with Luka, that's what he's looking at, and you could make a super team with that type of roster. You could.
Mikal Bridges is a nice fit for that team, for Luka.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, there are lots of nice fits for this team that aren't max players. I mean,
right, because pretty much you need supplemental players. You don't need three max because there's not going to be enough ball.
right, because
Luka.
you got your guy, right? At the end of the day, how many guys? I mean, we've had this discussion way back, even going back to Derrick Rose. How many guys are there when you talk about guys? 6 in the NBA?
Somewhere 10, something like that.
Luka, Jokic, Shea, Victor. Victor's a guy at this point, right? Victor, Tatum, Brunson. Brunson a guy?
I don't think so.
Okay, so 4.
As much as I like him, that hurts.
Durant, still a guy. Still a guy.
Is Booker a guy?
Not if Durant's a guy.
Is Mitchell a guy?
Yeah, Mitchell's a guy. I mean, I guess what I'm saying, the way I would define guy, and this is obviously subjective, is you need a bucket. You need one bucket. You know he's getting the ball no matter what, and he's going to score. And that's why I put Brunson in that category, because he's done that. That's
yeah.
And if that's, and you're right, if that's the definition, then without Durant in the lineup, Booker is a guy. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But then James Harden's a guy too.
Yeah, not to the same degree anymore, but yes.
Right. And I don't know if there are any others. Is Embiid still a guy?
I don't know.
We know Paul George ain't a guy.
No, is Banchero a guy?
Not yet.
Or we haven't seen enough of him to
right.
really know.
That's what I'm saying. Not yet.
You know who's a guy? Anthony Edwards is a guy.
Oh, and we forgot Steph Curry is a guy. And Jimmy Butler may still be a guy. By the way, it is so weird seeing Jimmy and Draymond Green on the same team.
Yeah. It's a strange fit.
And nobody on that team above like 6'9".
Yeah.
Well, Draymond's 6'8". Jimmy's 6'8", 6'7".
And Looney's 6'9". I get it.
Yeah. Looney's 6'9". Moody is 6'7". And Steph is 6'4". And that's your team. When they say small ball, it is defined by the Golden State Warriors.
But once that team gets acclimated to once Butler really fits in, that's going to be a really fun team to watch come playoff time.
Well, because the IQ of that team is better than any IQ in basketball. I mean, The only team that I would put on a par with that would be the Lakers. And not because they're as good. It's because between LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves and Dorian Finney-Smith, they are a really smart team. They have intelligence. They can't play a lick of damn defense. But they're going to be a fun team to watch because you get them out in transition. And I'll tell you what, whoever thought that the Lakers would be in the top 4? Because I didn't.
And but to be fair, there have been so many.
The 5 spot. Sorry, they're in the 5 spot. They dropped out.
Right, but the West has been so disappointing with so many teams. I mean, who the hell thought the Timberwolves and the Mavericks would be in the play-in area, or the Suns wouldn't even be at that point? I mean, there's some really disappointing teams.
Is it disappointing teams or overachieving teams? Because if you look at the Rockets have certainly overachieved, right?
Yes,
If you look at the Clippers without Kawhi,
absolutely.
absolutely
Absolutely.
overachieved, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, remember, there's only 10 spots here. We
There's
had
only
this,
15 teams.
right, but we had this
You're going to tell me
problem.
that you're going to tell me that the Phoenix Suns, with 2 of the 10 best players on the planet, aren't good enough to be in the top 10?
No, but look at the teams that. Okay, so we've already said that the Clippers and the Rockets have overachieved, right? And they're both in the
Yes.
top 6. Okay.
Yes.
Portland has won 23 games. They've already overachieved.
Oh, Portland? Yeah, they have. They
San
won like 9 out of
Antonio.
10, some ridiculous number.
San Antonio has won 23 games. They're on a
That's
pace.
not overachieving.
You don't think so?
No.
In year 2 of Victor?
No, not overachieving.
So their over-under, I believe, was 34. They're going to crush it. They're going to crush it. Well, that's overachieving, isn't it?
Fine. If you're going to take every team that's over that beats their over-under is overachieving, then yeah. But I thought San Antonio was a legitimate play-in candidate, which they're really kind of on the precipice of it. They're, I think, 3.5 out. But I think Memphis has probably overachieved a little, but we thought they were. I think I actually had them in the finals.
So the over-under, the over-under on Portland was 30 was 30 wins. The over-under on San Antonio was 39, excuse me. They're still going to be
pretty much. No, they may not. That literally puts you at 16 and 16.
They're right on it. They're right on it. You're right. Utah's was 13. They're at 19. Sacramento's was 42. I believe they are underachieving.
I mean, look, New Orleans, I had going to the conference semis.
Yeah.
They're the worst team. They're the worst team outside of Washington in the NBA.
And their over-under was 21.5, by the way.
New Orleans wasn't. Washington.
Oh, this is as of today. My apologies. This is the over-under.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, New Orleans was, hold on.
45?
I gotta find it. Was 45. Yep.
Dang.
But so San Antonio was 35. They're going to beat that. Yes? 35.
They are literally on target to pretty much match it.
Okay.
But they also now have the Arizona, which they didn't have in the beginning of the year.
Yep. The Lakers are 42.
They will beat that.
They will crush that.
Yes.
They will crush it. The Clippers were, hold on,
38.
35. They're going to crush that. The Rockets were 42. Are they at
the Rockets were 7 games more than the Clippers? Really?
Yep. Well, remember, no Kawhi. But anyway, I think it's just an interest. I mean, the West is the West, right? And that's where we are. If you're looking at the East, the 76ers, you want to guess what their over-under was when they started?
47.
Philadelphia was 49.5. They are very much not going to make that.
No, they would only have to win. They would actually have to win their last 28 games, and then they would only be down by.
Yep. But the Wizards, Wizards, 19.5.
You'll earn your $25, buddy.
20. It's a 1-to-1. It's 20. I'll take home my $38.75 between the Syracuse team and the Wizards. Go me. Go me. All right. So have you switched to NBA at this point?
Yeah, because there's absolutely nothing else.
Well, we have four nations.
I watched a little bit of Sweden I didn't watch any of the US-Sweden game. I watched a little bit of Canada-Finland. I watched the entire US-Canada game, which was excellent.
And I'll watch a rematch tomorrow.
I'll watch Thursday night without they're without Charlie McAvoy.
Well, without Charlie McAvoy, maybe without Matthew Tkachuk, maybe without Brady Tkachuk. I mean, U.S. How do I say this? Shot all their pistols on last week, and they are.
That seems like a good reference point for our country at this point.
Well, they're playing in Boston, so nobody will boo the national anthem this time. And supposedly our president might be in attendance because Billy Guerin wants him there in Boston. Yay! Then we can get booed for another reason, not necessarily for the national anthem, because we know Boston is a very red city, incredibly red. But it's been fun, right? I mean, the Four Nations has been a lot of fun. I will tell you from the guy that every time the Olympics take place, my team seems to lose a guy due to injury, whether it was John Tavares at first and then Matthew Barzell last time. It sucks to lose a guy to injury in this type of situation. Like
it's the Robert Edwards syndrome.
Right. Except for the fact that was after the season. Now you're in mid-season, right? You want them, and that's a Pro Bowl. Like, this is the Olympics.
It's still an All-Star game. Look, it's still an All-Star game.
Yeah,
I get your point.
Yeah, and you're rooting against your own guys in a lot of respects. I mean, luckily for me, the Islanders aren't good enough to have anybody on the Canadian team, but we do have an American in Brock Nelson who looks the oldest American there is, yet he's only 33 years old. So tomorrow will be nice. Truthfully, I feel bad for those Bruins fans that lose McAvoy. I feel bad for the Panthers and Panthers fans, and for the Senator fans and all the fans that lose their players due to this exhibition. But I will tell you, it was like a holy shit moment to see 3 fights in 9 seconds. It was awesome. Like, that showed me that this wasn't the true all-star competition that we're used to.
No, this has been like watching Olympic hockey.
Yep.
With the enthusiasm, like the motivation these guys have played with, has been like watching Olympic hockey. And look, it seems to be that's the only place I guess the NBA can go with their All-Star game to make it interesting. Is the U.S. versus the world.
But that's happened before, and that didn't broach anything either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stretching here because I have no idea how to make it relevant. Because nobody watches.
I think what somebody suggested making it just one day, right? You come in for the players, just make it on Sunday, like no Saturday crap. Do the slam dunk championship and the 3-point contest at noon. You do the All-Star game at 5. Players can come in the morning and leave at night. And because you can make the case that the players are just bored. Like, they don't want to be there anyway. And now you've kept them for an entire weekend when they could be in Baja or wherever else on vacation. Yeah. By the way, any thoughts of going to Milano, Italy in 2026 to watch some hockey? Come on, we can drop Carly off in Milan and we can go to the games.
If they were in the spring, in the summer, yes. In the fall.
Oh yeah, well, that's a problem for you. Darn it. No, by that. No. I have a solution for you.
You always do.
I do. By that time, you will have employed enough people that you can take off a couple of days on February 6th.
So, for those of you who are wondering why this is coming about,
all the time. At this time.
So, over the years, we've had a lot of, what's going on with our lives? First it was our dating lives. We used to joke about, then our sex life or lack of sex life. We used to joke about. Then I started dating Carly, and we go from there. So next summer is both Sean and I turn 50. So within 48 hours of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, there is a fight for my soul, because that's how this works.
I am not fighting for your soul. Let's understand this.
Okay. So Carly wants to go away on the 50th, and Sean and I want to go out on our 50th. And it's easiest when my kids will both be at sleepaway camp.
Hold on. Let me interrupt for a second. And we don't want to do this all together.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Sean and Carly get along fine. Small doses.
Small doses. I love the woman to death. Small doses.
Small doses. So now, as of now, let's give credit where credit is due. Carly is perfectly fine with us doing a guy's trip
Somewhere.
Perfect.
4 days.
As long as it's in
during the summer.
During the summer, which makes sense because the kids are away.
As
long as I do one with Carly first.
Oh, it has to be first?
I don't know if it's first, but I have to do one with Carly as well.
Okay. I was like, first is the timetable is a little.
I don't know. What do you want from my life? So this is a year and a half from now. We're not talking next month. We're not talking right after my busy season. We're talking our birthday is May of 2026.
Hold on. I do deserve some leeway on this because the trips that have been planned in the past have been curtailed at times due to reasons that are beyond my control. I'll just leave it at that.
You talking about the baseball stadium road trip?
I'm talking your bachelor party. I'm talking the baseball stadium road trip. I'm talking about.
Well, the bachelor party. Okay, hold on.
When was the last guys' trip that you were supposed to go on every year?
I've never had one I was supposed to go on every year.
Yes, you were. You said you and Carly made an agreement where you would go away a weekend every year.
I'm
just saying.
No, I haven't had any offers to go away last year. 2 years ago.
Come on.
2 years ago, I went to Vegas.
Anyway, the point is, I am skeptical that this will come to pass. I am skeptical, and I think I have a right to be skeptical. I am skeptical that it will be what is promised to be, but I am at the same time
Cautiously optimistic
that Seth and I will go to Mexico City for the World Cup. And that's why the timing that it has to be beforehand is kind of hard, given that the World Cup ends July 14th. So we will have 2 weeks to get in before. That's the skepticism. I have a better idea. How about you go to Mexico City and then you fly and meet Carly wherever the next place is?
That may be a thing. Are we going to be allowed in Mexico? Considering how U.S.-Mexican relations are going currently. Are we even going to be allowed there?
Oh, yeah. And we're definitely not allowed in Canada. Well, no, we will, because our passports will be good because they'll be the 51st state. So we'll be good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I say that with the most despair of all time. And
are you just going to change it from Canada to Trumpandia?
As long as his birthday is now a federal holiday, and his face goes up next on Rushmore, we'll be good to go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So what else is going on in sports? Number one is welcome to cap season. And by cap season, you're going to ask me, well, why do I care? If you are an NFL team fan, you are going to hear a lot about dead cap. And I think it's important to understand what dead cap means. And Seth's now going to go like this and listen to Dr. Sean for a second. So dead cap. When a person signs so NFL player contracts are not guaranteed. We all know that. There are certain guarantees in their contract, which are generally signing bonuses. And signing bonuses are amortized over the course of the contract, which could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So if a player gets let's put these in simple numbers, a $20 million contract over 5 years, $4 million a year for the signing bonus, and gets cut after year 3, then he has $8 million, presuming he doesn't have any more guaranteed money. He he has an $8 million dead cap on the contract. However, the team might be saving $20 million on the cap because he may have an annual salary of $20 million. So if he has 4 years at $20 million, all unguaranteed, and a $20 million signing bonus over 5 years, they would say they would eat $8 million, but they would save $20 million in cash next year. And these are things you're going to hear a lot because most NFL players will have a dead cap of some sort. But it's not so much it's minimizing the amount of dead cap, but maximizing the amount of open cash that you can spend. And a good example of this is Davante Adams. Davante Adams will take he has a $37 million cap number next year. Oh, it's ridiculous. But he only has $20 million in cash. Okay.
He had a $68 million signing bonus?
Hold on. Davante Adams. Let me get the actual numbers because I believe I'm close on the numbers, but so he signed a 5-year, $140 million contract. Okay. So his base salary next year is an unguaranteed $35 million. His base, none of it's guaranteed. His prorated restructure is $2 million, and he has a $510,000 roster bonus. But next year he also has the prorated amount for his signing bonus. So
how much was his signing bonus?
Signing bonus, proration. Remember, this are the Raiders. The Raiders don't pay a huge signing bonus. It looks like the signing bonus was $19 million. Okay, over 6 years.
How is it we've gone from 4 years to 5 years to 6 years?
Because he has two waivable years.
Okay.
Which automatically waive. So what happens is
you can prorate that over the 2 waivable years.
You can, but here's the thing. When you get traded, your signing bonus gets automatically pushed to the team that is trading you. So the Raiders will pay a dead cap next year of $13 million for him not playing there. The Jets, remember, $35 million base salary, completely unguaranteed. So they will cut him this year. And if they cut him this year, they will take a dead cap of $8 million. Okay, that seems to be a lot of money. Dead cap of $8 million. They would have to pay him $35 to play. So he's not worth $35 at all. So they will cut him and eat the $8 million.
No, because he came over in the 3rd year of the deal.
So here, I'm going to actually show, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Spotrac. Okay, we can go through it. Let's actually show what we're talking about here. Courtesy of Spotrac. We have to obviously reference where we're getting these from. So this is Davante Adams. So Davante Adams signed a $19.25 million signing bonus and a $28 million average salary. Okay, guaranteed at sign, $22 million. So his base salary in year 1 was 3.5. His signing proration was 3.28. And his restructure, he restructured the entire deal at one point. So when you restructure the deal, more is added to the signing bonus. And so it's a restructure bonus. So at the end right here where he was traded, you can see these dead cap accruals. So they ate $5 million in dead cap last year. They took on $3.8 million in signing bonus dead cap and $4 million in restructure bonus dead cap. That's the Raiders. This year, if the Jets were to pay him, they would pay him with a cap hit of $38.3 million. To be clear, there are no wide receivers with a $38 million cap hit this year. None. There might be one with Jamar Chase, maybe, but it's unlikely. T. Higgins, if he does sign the franchise tag, will have a $26.1 million cap. So instead of paying $38.3 million under the cap, and the cap is 225, give or take, so 13.94% of the cap, they will take a hit of 8, which is a dead cap hit of 3% of the cap, and go out and use that $31 million maybe amongst 2 or 3 players, including Garrett Wilson, who they will probably re-sign. That is the long and short of welcome.
No, that's just the long.
That's just the long. Might very well be the long. That's fine. That's fine. That's cap hit 101. And look, it's a lot of intricacies. It's a lot. I mean, people, this is their job, going through caps. I know Seth believes this should be my job, going through caps, but I do enjoy it. But at the end of the day, that is why you will see guys such as Graham Gano, right? Graham Gano for the Giants has I believe if they cut him, they will save $3 million on the cap. So yes, they take a $3 million cap hit, but they'd have to pay him $6 million in cash. So instead of doing that, they just save $3 million by cutting him.
Yep.
Instead of paying him $9 million. And you can get a good kicker for $3 million. In fact, I believe Justin Tucker will be looking for a job. I do want to bring this up because I find it odd.
That your favorite kicker of all time is
no. I'm going to get into this because I think it's important. Ray Rice, right? Front page of the news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Watson, front page of the news. For anything this guy does. Justin Tucker, not front page of the news. I have a hard time with people giving that guy a benefit of the doubt when 17 different masseuses have said that there's a problem. And I just do. Like, he should be cut now.
As you should. But I'm not sure you compare that to punching your fiance.
Okay, but Deshaun didn't punch the fiance, right?
No, look, I'm not disagreeing with you, and we all know why this has not really been front page news.
Because he's a kicker.
No. But you can. That's not why. I think it's probably implied.
It's implied, and it's disgusting.
It's
quite frankly.
Up.
Yeah, it's completely messed up that he is still on the Ravens, because I'm not sure if it's look. Tiki Barber got let go for less, right? I mean, there are lots of players that got. Matt Aguilar got not Aguilar, the guy, the punter that got accused.
Matt Aguila, the one in Kansas City now, who was
he's on Kansas State. Yeah, he got He got accused of rape, got a not acquitted of rape, right? I don't even think he was charged in a criminal case, and then we're looking it up, but I don't think he was. I don't even think he was actually Matt Aguilar. Am I missing the name? I'm missing the name. It's not coming up because
Matt Araiza.
Ariza, that's her, right? Ariza. Yeah, there we go.
Accused in the lawsuit was no criminal charges were.
And yet he lost what? He was drafted in 2022, and he lost 2 years, right? And here you are, Justin Tucker. Look, the Ravens should cut him today, yesterday, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, when all this started. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I was thinking about that over the weekend when 7 more masseuses came out and said, this is a problem.
I mean, 16. When there's 16 accused.
When there's 16 of anything.
Yeah, it's legit. You can't say it's not legitimate.
Well, what is it? Once is a mistake, two is a habit, three is a conviction.
Is a pattern. Yeah.
Right? I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. And I am shocked the Ravens of all teams, especially coming after the Ray Rice stuff, right? That they're holding on to this guy. But like I said, we know why. We just know why. And it's deplorable. It really is. And yeah, I don't know. I got nothing left to say about that because it's pretty nasty in general. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's really all I got tonight. It's not that I'm struggling, it's that I'm not feeling great. So I'm going to say goodbye. And I will tell you, I'm very interested in seeing Tyreek Hill race. Did you see
against Noah Lyles?
Noah Lyles? I think he is going to get his ass kicked.
Yep.
I think it will finally get Tyreek Hill to shut the heck up. First of all, Tyreek Hill is 33 years old, and he's going against a guy that's like 25. That's number one. Number two, I get Tyreek Hill. You were a track star once. Noah Lyles is the fastest man on earth. There's nothing here. There's nothing to see here. This is just ego on top of ego, and you know there'll be something that comes out of this that says, oh, he cheated. And then we're back to where we are today. So do you have anything to leave us on, sir?
We can wait till next week.
Okay. For Seth Kamens, who's over there, I'm Sean Palmer over here. Seth and Sean Sports. We thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a good week, everybody.
Have a good one, everybody.
See ya.